What, from the blue hair, or did you actually see her?
I thought I saw a woman and I might have seen blue hair, but I couldn't be sure.
Well, just so
Uh,
you know, there's more than one in the club with blue
this
hair.
mother. Oh,
So,
really? Yeah.
yeah, with that exact shade, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
People get them mixed up all the time, and it
Good
drives
to
me
know.
nuts. Yeah. So it may not have been her. Um, I don't know if she was in that specific one. Like I said, I don't know if he knew of every single one, but you know, she hadn't been hurt again, which was what I was asking. So,
I don't think. I don't know whether a lot of them did because I think they only had one ADMC in custody at the end of there, and they had a bunch of gang in custody. So I don't know whether they managed to, if there was ADMC injured, they got them out, or there just wasn't a lot of ADMC injured.
so given that we live with Ziggy, I'm assuming that CG knows where he lives, right? So we should probably be careful during this war.
I mean, I imagine that's what the cameras were.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How long has this been going on?
Well, I mean, the cameras, I think I saw that report, like, it must have been at least 5 days ago. I assumed Bob told you, I just didn't think to mention it.
I don't recall him telling me anything about cameras. Like, I knew that they were after Ziggy, but
I think that's why, I think that's why they're there, right? Because of the whole situation with Ziggy, yeah.
right.
So you know, maybe it's not Changa, maybe it's like the Solomon thing, yeah.
I mean,
But I think they're all mixed into one.
he's their lapdog, so he's gonna go running and
Right.
telling them everything that he knows anyways, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will be more careful then. And here I was just feeling like I didn't have to be careful anymore. You know, I don't know if it's because of, you know, Sean's current situation and the hours that I have spent laying in a hospital bed listening to him breathe. But I'm starting to feel a type of way about our entire family situation.
What's that?
I'm feeling a lot less tolerant. And actually a little borderline angry.
Right? Go on.
I mean, it's nothing I haven't told you already. I just, like, the whole thing, it was just thrown upon us without any discussion, any consideration of us. You know, I mean, especially for Sean and I, like I told you, that we weren't even consulted before she was allowed to move in. It went from, yeah, she can stay temporarily while her life is falling apart, but then, oh, hey, she has a room now. I mean, because we could have had this whole discussion before promises were made, you know, before things were made more permanent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even the whole discussion about them adopting her, I was like, are you sure? Because we had literally just gone through all of this with Forte. And honestly, I don't even know if they even fully resolved that. And then immediately they're like, no, but we're serious about Rue. just, the more I think about it, the more I don't see how this works. Because in the end, somebody is going to feel forced to change or not do what they want to do. And like I told you, as much as they may claim that they will never hurt one of our boys, it's going to happen, just like you said. There's going to be a circumstance where vision isn't great. You know, communications are never perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like in that discussion, I don't think I have it in me to forgive them willingly harming a member of this family. Because although they have no malicious intent towards them directly, they're still making the conscious effort to participate in these activities that could lead to a shoot-up.
Oh, wait. So, I think, first of all, I think regardless of whether or not Rue is...
Hey, do you need a taxi?
Do you need a taxi?
Do
We're
I
literally
look like
driving
I need
our
a
own
taxi?
car.
Yeah.
Yes, you look like you need a taxi. Get the taxi.
Okay. Call the police. Call the police.
Yeah, I am. Was it a black taxi van?
Yeah. I don't know where they went.
There was, what, 2 guys in it?
Yeah, 2 guys in like black.
Did you get a
hoodies.
look at them? Black hoodies, okay.
Yeah.
What street was that?
Palomino. So I think regardless of whether or not Rue is ADMC, a criminal, or anything of her issues or what, if you strip all that away, or even if you have it, I don't think that's gonna change the decision on the adoption. I don't even think the Forte thing would have affected, if the whole Forte situation happened or didn't happen, wouldn't have affected the Rue adoption situation.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not negating their feelings. I'm that's not what I mean to do. It's just I'm trying to sift through all of this in my head, and like that I understand, you know, because I know what it's like to bond with people.
This is the thing. Them adopting Rue is not a problem.
No,
Rue seems like a lovely girl who's very willing to be a member of this family. At least that's the initial
a part of her that she has allowed us to see. Yes,
exactly.
Because
I think
the Rue that I used to know was not like this Rue.
I think the issue is here And it's the issue that started this whole goddamn mess that I saw coming months ago when I sat Ziggy down on that bench at Mirror Park and I told him that if he's gonna do this, he should do it on his own. And he should go on his own way and leave Flop out of it, is because the club has its claws in them. Both for good reasons and for bad reasons. They love that club. That's their family. But
Yeah.
the club has them. They belong to that club. And it sucked them in. And they are now having to balance their commitment to that club with their commitment to this family. And right now, that balance is tipping in the scale of the club.
Yeah.
That's the problem we're all having. That's
The
what it
other
boils
thing-
down to.
The other thing is that, you know, how Ziggy says that he would surrender. He would refuse to shoot. Does he actually think that there is a world where Barry, Sean, Ed, Shang, whoever, Finn, won't turn around and put a bullet in their head for not doing as they should? Do they honestly think that any one of them is going to stop and be understanding of that fact? No, because it's club first, always.
Yeah. I think he's being naive for thinking that.
There is I mean, even when it comes to relationships, Ziggy is incredibly naive if he thinks for 1 second that they will allow him to choose Flop over the club. It is always club first, which that puts his life at risk, which means that, again, he is setting himself up for making a decision that's going to catastrophically affect all of us if something were to happen to him. Any way this goes, we lose. And I don't think that they're even trying to... I feel like I mentioned to you the other day, I feel like Flop is being spun this very flowery, idealistic version that he can somehow reconcile what he knows deep down in his heart is the truth. And that's that this won't work. I have played every scenario in my head 1,000,000 times over, and there is not a single way that this works for everybody. Somebody is going to have to give. Somebody is going to have to compromise their morals, who they are at the end of the day. And given the fact that there are some of us who will not do that, it does not bode well. like I said, I mean, I can't even imagine what Matt's going to say, how he's going to react to this. When I first heard that Sean got shot, my immediate terror sunk in, hoping and praying, A, that he was okay, and B, that it wasn't ADMC. Because then, bam, we've already dealt with it. It's already here in our faces. I have been through too much loss and too much heartache, and I have finally found the love of my life. And if that is ripped from my hands, because what? Some sense of loyalty, some thrill that they're chasing? The rage. I honestly don't know what I would be capable of at that point. But the phrase fire and brimstone, the likes of which that would make God himself jealous, is in my head currently. All of this just feels very one-sided. Like you said, it feels like we're having to make a lot of the exceptions and a lot of the compromises. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's because I'm emotionally charged, because I've been laying next to him in that hospital bed. But in my core, I know there's never going to be a day when I'm going to be okay with the way that they are, the things that they do. I know for a fact that there are a lot of members in that club who hate cops. They have no respect for cops. And they would rather shoot them than speak to them. And although they may be tolerant of our boys, if it comes down to it, club or that friendship, quote unquote, it will be the club every time. No hesitation. Did I ever tell you that they tried? There was a couple of people that actually tried to get me into the BBMC back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. There was a guy named Jesse Reed. He and I were really good friends. And it was shortly after Sean and I broke up. And I was just feeling kind of lost and out of place. He had offered to take me under his wing. But Dundee was in the club at the time, and I hate Dundee. So it was an absolute no.
Yeah. I don't blame you for that. You guys are psycho.
Yeah, but I mean, through Jesse, I learned, you know, and Finn, honestly, because God, I've been friends with Finn almost as long. I know how they feel, you know. I know.
I told Matt about Rue.
You did.
Yeah, I figured I'd rip the band-aid off before get to find out when he was processing or something ridiculous, you know.
Oh God, yeah, that would have been harder to handle it.
Well, his memories of Rule are her in a BBMC car, shouting at cops to get out of Vespucci or they're gonna get shot.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's what, before this, I'd never had any good interactions with her either.
And essentially, yeah, he's he's not happy, I'll be honest.
Okay, when you say not happy, is it like, I don't know about that, or hell no, absolutely not?
Yeah, more towards that.
Ew. Like the tone he had when he was drawing the line during the family meeting.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He pretty much said, if she would ever, I threw the hypothetical of, you know, Rue and Jiggy getting in a shootout with the boys, and you know, Matt said if that ever happened, she'd be you know, she'd be dead to him, and that'd be the end of it. So
I kind of feel the same way. I can't love somebody who will make the choice to actively harm one of us. And I don't think it's right that we should have to. And I feel absolutely horrible saying that out loud. but I can't. I mean, I had my best friend gun me down after an argument. And as much as they begged and pleaded for my forgiveness after, there's no coming back from that. It can't be undone. I feel absolutely sick.
I don't think I do anymore. Because if Rule or Ziggy end up putting Matt or Flop in a position where their life is at risk, after everything has happened, after the conversation I had with Ziggy at that lake, after the options I gave him of going his own way and leaving Flop out of it, I gave him that choice because I saw this coming. And not only that, he's put me in this position to not only have to worry about him
But now
this whole time, but now Rule. But now I have to worry about him and Rule. I have to worry about my family, putting other members of my family. He's put me in that position.
He's put us all in that position.
And not only that, the amount of nights I've laid awake having to convince myself that what I'm doing is okay. I don't sleep.
Join the club.
I've sacrificed my morals just to keep this family intact. Just for Ziggy to take advantage of it.
I defended him to you because he said he was just the therapist for the club. And I understood that, yeah, there are civilian members of gangs who don't actively participate, you know, who we would never have to worry about it. And then he went and changed it up on us without even pausing to think how it would affect us all.
No.
He kept joking about, you know, if I like the idea of denim. That kind of life isn't something that you can just decide to do one day. It's a whole other way of thinking, a whole other way of responding to things. I mean, what's common sense to a criminal isn't common sense to people like you and me. He made so many promises to us that day. And it all just went right out the window. And we were somehow, expected to just... It almost feels like our willingness to accept Rue into the family, given her very active participation in criminal activities, somehow gave him a green light to do the same. And I guess there was always a part of me that would just hope that, maybe once, Rue came into the family and saw things from the other side, maybe she wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I was naive enough to think that too.
But then listening to her talk to her hang around the other day, she was just so nonchalantly violent. Jokingly talking about volunteering to snap somebody's neck, and I'm just like, it was the most off-putting. Because one minute we were just laughing and joking, and the next minute she's just laughing and joking about killing people. And I hate it because I know that there's a side of her that is so good and so kind and caring and loyal and fiercely protective. That beautiful artistic side of her. I know she's not a monster. It's just... she's just capable of doing monstrous things. And one day Ziggy is going to be capable of that too. What do we do, Dad? I want so desperately to talk to Flop because I know that he's not happy with the things that Ziggy's doing either. But I don't know if he has the strength to say it.
I think we need to... I think all of us need to tell Ziggy, and I don't know whether Rue needs to be there. I think Ziggy can handle that. I don't know whether Rue will take it well, given she's new to the family. But Ziggy especially needs to know the consequences of if he continues what he's doing. because it's going to be hard enough for me to forgive him for going against his word and doing crime in the first place. Because I'm not looking to rip this family and his family apart. I'm not looking to do that. I don't think anybody's looking to do that.
Yeah.
But that's what he's going to see it as. But at the end of the day, he needs to know the consequence, at least from me. I don't know what it's going to be from Matt, but I've told you what the consequence for Rue is from Matt. But if the worst happens, Ziggy's gone for me.
God. Why does it have to come to this? I just hate that Flop is in the middle of this, and that's what I'm really concerned about too, because I promised him so many years ago that I would never leave him.
You're not. And I'm not. And Matt's not. And Maple's not. Nobody's leaving him if we hold Ziggy and Rue accountable for their actions. Don't let anybody convince you of that. Flop and Ziggy are separate people. They may be married, but Ziggy is doing his own thing. He's making his own decisions.
That's why I want to talk to Flop, because I need to know how he feels about this. I want to know how he honestly feels about this. Like, without all of the flowery little metaphors that he always tries to throw in there. Are you happy about this? Is this what you want? Is this the life that you want to live? Are making these compromises what you want? Can you look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day knowing I don't want him to get swept up, and it would break my heart if he chose people he barely knew over us.
I think that's a conversation I've wanted to have with him too, but
I love my brother, and I can't lose him. I love Ziggy too, the fucking idiot.
Yeah, me too.
God, I'm so fucking angry at him for this.
Ziggy thinks he's doing the right thing.
No, he's fucking Delulu thinking that he can have it both ways. He thinks that he can have this family with this our moral code.
I know.
And he thinks that he can live this gang life too, and everything's gonna be hunky-dory. That he can go out and he can gangbang, and then he can come home and we're all gonna be like, hey, how was your day? Kill any gangsters? I mean, how does he think that that's okay? I know Sean he tried to, I guess, cushion the blow by trying to say that, you know, if he could forgive them for hurting him, I should be able to. Or asked me if I could, if he could forgive them. And I'm like, he goes, because when it comes down to it, it's just business. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to hear that shit. I understand that that's the way that you have to see it as a cop, because the majority of this motherfucking city are criminals and will shoot you. Because if you didn't, then you literally wouldn't be able to speak to any fucking body. And there would be grudges with literally everybody in this city. But this is family. And you do not love somebody in your family and then turn around and pull a gun and shoot them. And he did not go into this, and I'm talking about Ziggy now. He did not go into this thinking that, oh, well, there are no cops in my family currently, so why should I even consider that being an option? No. Because I know technically Sean is not part of the family yet, but he is my heart. And hurting him hurts me. But Flop has been a cop from day one. Matt has been a cop from day one. He knew damn well what he was getting into from go. He was not a member of the club from day one. And I mean, you saw it for yourself. I mean, in the family meeting, I mean, he was springing shit on us that he hadn't even told Flop. Flop was sidelined by some of the shit that he was saying. Because he hadn't even taken his husband into consideration in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that still happening? You know, like, did he decide to go and participate in this shooting and not even consult Flop? Or did Flop find out afterwards?
No, Flop found out afterwards when he found Ziggy and Rue at the hospital in the ICU.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's selfish. See, I'm angry. I'm angry that we are being forced to make these impossible decisions. Being friends with people or friendly with people who do crime is one thing. You're supposed to be able to love and trust your family unconditionally. And right now, I can't do that. And I hate that I have to say that out loud. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've been staring at the hospital ceiling for hours, thinking all of this through, and I'm done.
Don't apologize. It's I've gone through the same thing, but I've been angry about it, but I'm Be honest, I think I'm a bit numb.
Because it's an impossible situation. It is heartbreakingly impossible.
It's not. I think that's why I'm numb. It's not impossible.
Yeah, I guess that's just the bleeding heart in me.
It's possible because what's possible is we tell Ziggy and we tell Rule and we give him the facts that this has got to stop. Because if it doesn't stop, then we can't have anything to do with them. Because it's compromising our lives, as well. I say all in this case as the boys as police officers. It's compromising our morals. It's compromising everything.
Yeah.
It can't go on the way it has. Ziggy's broken our trust after the meeting. We at least thought Rue would change after she was adopted, but no. There's a complete imbalance. Something's got to change. And if anything was to happen, and Ziggy or Rue put the family in harm's way, they'd be dead to us. Well, to me, at least.
And me.
That's why it's not impossible, because I tell them that. And then they got to make a choice, just like they have been. Like they've been making choices to get involved. Then they can make a choice about what they want to do about that. And that might mean Flop's gonna have to make some really difficult choices too. But yeah. I can't compromise myself and their safety and my morals. Matt made the very good point that, you know, if Flop, even after all that, if Ziggy and Rue ended up shooting a member of the family in a shootout and Flop still ended up, like, if the family split apart and we lost Flop because of it, then Flop's already been twisted too much and Flop's morals are too far gone. Because he should understand that us being upset about that, we should be in the right to be upset about that.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't lose him if it got to that. So no, it's not an impossible situation. It's possible. It was possible. All up until Ziggy got involved and started getting his hands dirty. He's just been making active choices. He can make an active choice to take a step back and go back to being the club therapist. And I'm sure Rue can figure something out too. Or if she doesn't want to, then maybe she should consider doing what's best for the family. For her family. Whatever that might be.
Why does this hurt so much? I feel like Flop is just trying to hold on to everybody. I mean, you know he has abandonment issues. He doesn't want to lose anybody.
Yeah, I know.
As much as I love living in a full house, I think that depending on how they make their decisions, Sean and I may have to find another place to live.
Send Flop a text. You should talk to him.
I just don't ever want it to come across as like an ultimatum or... But it almost is, like...
It has to be.
We can't change who we are in our core.
Is it really an ultimatum to say you've got to stop getting in shootouts with police because your family are cops and you could end up killing them? Is that really an ultimatum? Or is that just fucking common sense?
I mean, the fact that he even put us in this position in the first place denotes that he lacks the common sense.
I don't care whatever way it gets spun. I really don't.
I know. Trust me, I'm not arguing with you, Dad. I agree.
No, I know you're not. Wait. Text your brother. You need to have that conversation. And have it for me, because that's one I've been wanting to have with him for a while, and I haven't really wanted to hear the answers, so.
You sure you don't want to be around for it?
If I'm around, I'll be there. But just make it happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wake up tonight when he goes on duty. I mean, let's face it, we both know I'm gonna be in the fucking hospital, so...
You have his work phone? No.
Does he have a new phone number?
He has a work phone, yeah, so just take this down.
Okay, hold on. Okay, what is it?
420, yeah. 739 now. 4029.
4029?
Yeah. 420 739 4029.
Okay, got it. How long has he had that? What the fuck?
Not very long. Only a few days. He's just trying to have a phone at work that he only just calls it on. I guess I don't know why.
Well, I mean, probably for the same reason why I have one that's call only.
Probably.
Nobody can go digging through our personal shit. Which I did not switch to my clean SIM card. I still have my other one, so let's not let me get kidnapped.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely talked to Flop. I don't know whether he's talked to Ziggy yet, but I hope he has.
Yeah, I wish that Sean wasn't in the fucking ICU because he's so much better at this than I am. He's just, I don't know. Do you think at any point that I'm over-exaggerating or blowing things out of proportion? Because you know I have that tendency.
Maybe I would have said we both were a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But not now.
Okay. That's why I generally double check with Sean, but since he can't, I'll double check with you.
It's like if you live in the desert, right? And you're like, if you start saying to me, oh, it's gonna snow. It's gonna snow. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking exaggerating, right?
Yeah.
But then if we live in the North Pole, and you're like, oh, it's gonna snow tomorrow, or it might snow next week, I don't think you're exaggerating anymore. That's a possibility that we've got to consider. Yeah, mate.
Hey there, welcome to Frank's. My name is Lou, Iggy Lou. I keep it icy. How are you doing today?
Hello, Lou. How much ice do you have?
Hello, ma'am.
We've got quite a lot. We have an ice dispenser here because we have brand new lemonade. Is that something?
Wow, that's so lovely. Maybe I'll get a glizzy combo. That'd be great. Can I get an extra lemonade with that?
Of course, one combo with an extra lemonade. Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the other drink?
Would you like anything else, or would that be all?
Aiden.
Yeah, that. I'm gonna try that.
What was your story?
Like anything else?
Oh, that's everything. Thank you, mate.
Chili sauce or garlic sauce,
When
ma'am?
you're ready, my friend, please just swipe there. We'll get it.
Thank you.
Can you swipe that for me?
Thank you.
Here you go, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, my friend. The order ready for you right here. Here is your glizzy.
Have a good day, ma'am. Enjoy your
Thank you,
meal.
mate.
Take care.
And here are your 2 lemonades. Thank you so much for choosing Frank's today. I really appreciate that. Hope you have a great day. You take care and be safe.
You too.
Nice.
Okay, you.
Thank you, brother. All right, customer that's not an employee.
These drinks fucking suck.
God, these wraps are so fucking good. I'm addicted to them.
What wraps are they?
Chicken and lamb. They
Oh.
have. And the fries are pretty good too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Well, I'm probably gonna head to
what's your
work.
plan? Yeah, you're gonna do a little dispatching.
Yeah, if there's people officers about, I don't know whether it's gonna be a busy shift or not. If it's not, I
Okay.
probably won't because dispatching
Yeah.
outside a shift with cops I don't know, with not a lot of cops on